Take 5. Hey there, interwebs. It's still technically Monday, December 1st. Octopuses have 3 hearts. I'm a walking biohazard.
And I'm healthy, eating ramen.
And this is Context Not Found. Today is World AIDS Day, and this day in history, the Ford Motor Company created the first moving assembly line in 1913. I say it's still technically Monday, December 1st, because normally we record these on the Sunday night prior to the Monday that it's released on. However, Thanksgiving weekend was a bit hectic, and that combined with this ailment that I clearly have, just based on the fact that it sounds like I've inhaled a flaming Brillo pad. I am glad that I wrote 90% of this script in advance.
Ow, hot ramen.
My brilliant co-host. Let's go.
As I choke on the ramen.
This is the take we're using no matter what happens.
Okay.
Or I'm splicing the beginning onto a worse, better ending. One of the two. Let's just jump to my emergency standby intro topic. Everyday carry.
Wait, what? Day carry?
Everyday carry. Everyday carry.
Oh. It sounded like you were merging like day and carry as in like daycare, and it's like, wait, day carry?
Yes, every
daycare.
Every daycare ever.
Okay. Yeah. So the way you were saying it was just throwing me off. But
Yeah.
anyways.
So to explain for those who don't know, everyday carry are the things that you carry with you every day. It's quite a well-named thing.
You don't. When you say it, you don't put enough emphasis on the pause between, day and carry.
In your subjective opinion.
I mean, you put a rather large pause between every and day, but you don't put a big one between day and carry. So it sounds like day and carry are being merged into one word.
Very well.
That's my
carry,
humble opinion.
My everyday carry.
Now you're gonna just emphasize it all the time. I give up. Just go on.
My everyday carry. Is that better?
Yes. I approve.
Let's see. I've got my wallet for all of my CPR certifications and cards and gift cards and blood donor cards.
None of which is money.
Yes, because my money, they're cleaning that up later. He has just spat masticated ramen on my desk.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna save the ramen for after the podcast because I can't do this at the same time.
Thank you. Yes, my money I actually carry in a money clip for the paranoid pragmatist's reason of if I get mugged, it's really easy to give them my money and not lose all of my certifications and blood donor card and gift cards, etc. In that pocket, I've also got my pocket pen, as we've discussed on previous podcasts, Sharpie, and a pencil, because you can't be too prepared with your writing implements. So yeah, I used implements this time instead of utensils. See episode 2.
Yes. Hey, we're not supposed to give them context. That was your own rule.
I thought my only 2 rules were no religion and no politics.
So I had like a very scary revelation. I was thinking about my everyday carry, and I put my hand down on my hip, and I'm like, shit, where's my phone? And I turn around and I find it's on the desk behind me.
Yeah.
But I had that horrible thing, that horrible feeling where it's like, shit, did I lose something? And something important too. But going on.
Yeah. I have my phone as well on my little hip harness pippy thing. Keychain. That's literally my keys on a chain that connects to my belt with a carabiner. My notepad for all of those writing utensils. I'm trying to think what else I have without taking it out of my pockets. When legality allows, my Swiss Army knife, my other pocket knife, and my emergency wallet credit card pocket knife. Because if you know me, you know that you can't have too many knives. I've also got my flashlight with the two functions on and off, because it's the pliers principle, which I don't believe I've actually explained on this show. There was a period of time when I used to carry around a pair of pliers with me, and you say, well, how many times do you really need a pair of pliers? And I found that when you carry a pair of pliers, you find excuses to use them. Same thing goes for a flashlight. It's like, wow, I wish I had a light source. Oh, I do. And then I also have my Zippo lighter for when I need to light things on fire in a pinch.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't actually smoke. It's just for lighting the occasional fire of whatever.
So I said I wasn't going to be eating ramen on this show anymore, but knowing I have ramen sitting behind me, I'm too tempted.
Cooling.
Yes.
Damn it, thermodynamics.
Anyway, so I suppose I should move on to my own daily carry.
Yes.
Let's
Good
see.
skirting around the pronunciation.
As I sit here and feel myself up, what do I have on me? I have, my wallet, my cash, flash drive.
You don't do the... You keep your wallet and your cash separate as well?
I do.
Reason?
I just do.
Convenience for when you need your cash?
Yeah, I'd say mostly convenience more than anything.
Yeah. That's why I started splitting the two.
But, I guess it does help with the whole, stealing the wallet and the cash thing. I guess I could just hand them the cash and keep my wallet. Which, frankly, has the more important stuff, and plus I don't...
And it's not useful to them unless they want to pretend they're me and donate blood.
Yes. That, and I only ever carry, $5 on me at any one time. Because, broke college student.
5 individual dollars. Not a fiver, just 5 ones.
Yeah. And did I mention they were
Going to the
coins?
club, gonna make it rain? Well, it's really more like a light drizzle when I've only got $5, but...
No, it's more like, it's more like raining, hail when I start throwing my $5 worth of change at everyone.
Make it hail.
No, I don't actually. That's one thing I never carry, is I never carry really change on me unless I just came from a store.
Well, obviously, you're an engineer. We both realize that to be productive members of society, we should not use exact change. It just holds up everyone in line behind us.
Well,
when I get exact change, I take it in my back pocket, in the change pocket, put it in the in my little change collection receptacle.
That's what I do. I buy something with dollar bills because I never carry my change on me, and then when I get my change and I get home, I just put them in my little change jar.
And now everyone knows where you keep your change. In case they want to break into a room and steal $2 worth of pocket change as opposed to, the $200 speakers right next to it.
Yeah. If someone took those, I will hunt them down.
I'm trying to think, what's the easiest thing in this room to steal? Because, per dollar value, because the obvious things would be, the computers, but those are all either really heavy or shackled to really heavy things.
Yeah. So.
Probably.
Yeah. So if you ever want to steal, if you ever want to raid our
steal the
room,
speakers if you break into our room, basically.
That's about the only thing of significant value we have besides 50 pounds worth of textbooks.
And if you want to screw with us, just steal my alarm clock instead.
Yeah.
No one will benefit, but everyone will lose.
So I guess we should not tell them about the myriad of, above average safety and security features that we have in this room.
Or the myriad of pirate treasure. It's under the rug. Good luck guessing which rug.
Yeah. No, I'll clean that up for your computer.
I didn't even notice.
I just found
And then he
ramen
just-
chunks.
And he throws it on the rug instead. Brilliant.
But you won't good luck finding which rug. Oh, okay, so anyways, where did I leave off on my daily carry? We were discussing cash.
Change?
Right, so not part of my everyday carry, but that gets dumped every night. But yeah, so wallet, phone, flash drive, cash.
Phone keys, gum.
No gum.
Funky's gun, Funky's knife.
Oh, that was gun, but your congestion just made it.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Funky's wallet, the holy trinity of leaving the house.
yes, keys, that's about my average daily carry. Occasionally I'll carry a flashlight when I remember to pick it up in the morning. It hasn't quite become a part of my daily carry yet.
It's a finite number of pockets I got.
Yeah, it's sort of still in limbo. It's like sometimes I'll pick it up, sometimes I don't.
Well,
and yeah, that's about it.
We're running out of time for our intro topic, so let's move on to the nerd joke of the week, shall we?
Yeah.
So what do you get when you cross a mountain climber with a mosquito?
I don't know.
Nothing. You can't multiply a vector times a scalar. Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun. And think about that one for a moment, didn't you?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Our foreign phrase of the week. Something I saw written on a door somewhere. Pedomelon amino. If you think you know what that means, leave it in the comments. Last week's foreign phrase of the week was merde d'étal, which is French for bullshit. Now, this wouldn't be a late November podcast without the obligatory topic of Thanksgiving. So, Eric, what did you do for Thanksgiving?
I spent Thursday at home eating turkey, and Friday through Sunday I went down to Williamsburg.
What did you do in Williamsburg?
Played tourist. That should describe everything for you.
Yeah, well, you know what? We've still got like 18 minutes to fill out on this topic, so feel free to indulge in any details.
Williamsburg has a recreated, recreated late 1700s town that they made, and it's really nice and it's really well done. And you can go down there, tour the town, learn some history, take some tours. It's a nice weekend. It's a nice weekend spot. Let's see, what else? What else did we do? They also have a nice what was, I'm trying to remember what they called it. Was it not Market Street, but Merchant Square, I think is what they call it.
Okay.
But yeah, basically they have quite a few nice shops in there, and it's a nice place to go, especially in the evening. It's just a nice place to go, walk around, do some shopping, have a nice time. And so that was that's pretty much what we did.
When you're
this
done
weekend.
plugging your vacation spot.
Anyways, what did you do?
Well, on like actual Thanksgiving, my parents and I went over to a family friend's house, as we have always done, as is tradition. And also, as is tradition, we ate a lot of food. However, with me being a hobbit, it was sort of a normal-sized meal for me. Can't see the plate? It's time to start eating. Oh boy, yams, said no one ever. Yams get a bad rap. I like yams. I like sweet potatoes more, but most people don't actually distinguish between the two, I've found.
Yeah.
Oh, I learned something this Thanksgiving. It's only called stuffing if it's in a bird. If it's on top, it's actually called dressing.
What if it's on the side?
I don't know. Shoes? I mean, like, if it's on the side, I clearly haven't filled my plate enough. Because, like, stuffing / dressing and gravy are the last two things to go on the plate. So if it fits on top, or if it fits on the side, I need to add more food. Vegetables, dark meat, potatoes.
You're a dark meat guy?
Yeah.
I am too.
The funny thing is that most people aren't, but almost everyone at where I have Thanksgiving dinner is into dark meat, so there's a lot of white meat left over. It's like, what are we going to do with this besides feed it to the rest of Earth's population? I like dark meat. It has sort of a richness to it, and I find it's usually a little less dry.
Yeah,
but when you drown it in gravy, who cares, right?
Yeah, that's partially why I like it too. I like the legs too. That's what I like.
Yeah. I don't have enough seniority to call a drumstick yet, but I am third in line for the drumstick throne, and there's only 2 drumsticks.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, no. Usually, I'm one of the few people that really goes for the dark meat in my family. So, it's usually pretty easy for me to get a drumstick.
Okay. I think, like, what else? Oh, canberry sauce. Not cranberry with an R, canberry. Like, comes out of a can, is in the shape of the can, in the dish. The gelatinous cylinder D&D monster, as opposed to the gelatinous cube, which is based on that pineapple jello stuff.
So you guys don't bother, like, slicing it up at all when you, like, take it out to serve it, just so it doesn't look like it's something that you just flopped out of a can.
We all know where it came from. It's like no sense in dressing up the hot dog if
you all know it's a hot dog, so there's no point in dressing it up.
Yeah, so it's like you just slice off whatever amount you want. Then it sort of flops onto the plate and jiggles a little. There was one time someone actually made like homemade cranberry sauce, and a couple of people were like, "That's blasphemy! It's tradition for this table to have cranberry sauce on it." It's like, I've never seen anyone get mad about homemade cranberry sauce as opposed to the crappy stuff you get in a can at the Pathmark.
Oh, yes. I got,
there's and Waldorf salad.
I was just thinking about all the companies that make, like, first off, like, turkey farmers. That seems like a very seasonal thing, very seasonal revenue source.
Yeah, maybe it's like Christmas trees. I mean, your Christmas tree is about 15 years old when you buy it. The turkey probably wasn't born yesterday.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. So I'm just thinking about the fact that it's like, they like, it's a year's worth of expenses leading up to a month's worth of like revenue and profit.
And a week's worth of thawing in the refrigerator.
Yeah, so that's true too. But yeah. So yeah, that and
what is it like every?
Although Christmas trees actually seem like they'd be fairly easy and kind of like a high yield on the profit side, because it's like you plant them and then you just let them go for 10 years.
Well.
More
they're
or
like
less.
any other crop. You have to maintain them.
Yeah, but I mean, how much maintaining do you really have to do for a pine tree?
I actually watched a How It's Made documentary on like how your Christmas tree gets to you, which is where I incidentally learned the 15 years thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, they do have to go out and prune them pretty regularly. Make sure they're not like withering and dying.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Every so often you get one that like overgrows the other.
Oh yeah, I guess you do have to. That's right, because they do. I forgot the fact that they do. What? Well, what's the term? What's the term for that? Not training.
Pruning?
Pruning? No, there's a.
Well, training is for bonsais.
Well, yeah, no.
I wonder if there's a bonsai Christmas tree. Actually, I'm pretty sure I've seen one at Longwood Gardens.
No, I'm trying to think of. It's a different one. Because there's like different grades of Christmas tree. You can get the one that's like, groomed regularly, and then you can get the one a little bit cheaper that's not groomed quite as often. It's only been groomed like a couple times.
And then you get the mutt Christmas tree that's like half hemlock.
Yeah. Because I mean, you can sort of get different grades of Christmas tree, and it all has to do really with that like conical shape. The more times you prune it, the more of like of that perfect conical shape it is, but that usually tends to drive up the price.
You know what?
Because more.
You know how I price them? If a Christmas tree is a Douglas, if it's a Douglas fir, it's $45. If it's a Fraser fir, it's $50, and if it's more than 8 feet tall, it's $75 regardless. I work at a Christmas tree lot with the Boy Scouts, and that's our price range. At least it was for a while when I was working there.
I do too, but we always did it. Okay, is it a Douglas? Look at this sheet. Is it between 6 and 7? It's this. 7 and 8, this. 8 and 9. 9 plus, it's this.
Wow, you got it complicated. We literally just have an 8-foot long stick. It's like, okay, if it's a tree that's taller than this, it just goes on that pile.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we were, a little bit more, I don't know, selective. Or specific? I don't know. But regardless, that's the way
you
we
and your
work.
subfolders.
Yeah, I have subfolder upon subfolder on my computer.
Within the subfolder.
Yeah. Let's see. So once you, take my flash drive, for example. Once you open up my flash drive, let's say I want to get to, a specific project that I'm working on for a class right now. Ooh.
I was wondering if I should fill for time or just let the anticipation build. Yes, your specific class folder.
Excuse me. So yeah, it's like a project for a class that I'm working on, for example. I have to, once I open up the flash drive itself, I need to go to school, and then college, and then...
How long have you had this flash drive? You're a junior.
I've had it since, high school, so...
Yeah.
So there's still some, the way I do it is I will rotate stuff off on an as needed basis. So the oldest stuff comes off first. So for example, if I'm running out of space, 10th grade will come off. Then the next time I'm running out of space, 11th grade will come off, and then 12th. It's a cycle. So I have the latest 3 years worth of stuff on there. But anyways, that's besides the point. So I have to go to school, then college, then the semester, then the class, then the project, and then I get my assignments. Then you can find the Word document and whatnot, or whatever it is. So yeah, I use subfolder upon subfolder. But then again, I have thousands of files in there, so it would be pretty crazy if I didn't organize it efficiently in some way.
I organize mine alphabetically. Actually, I do have subfolders, but I don't break it down on the weekly scale that you do. Bringing this back to Thanksgiving, though, which I think is the topic at hand.
Oh.
You know what's like subfolders, but for food? Turducken.
What?
Turducken is the subfolder of the food world.
Oh, is that?
Yes, it's under the duck subfolder. I have stuffing filed under chicken, under duck, under turkey.
I was gonna say, is this one of those
under tofu? Just kidding. I'm actually a carnivore. Well, I'm an omnivore at any rate.
I was gonna say, is this one of those what's the YouTube channel that does the crazy food combination things?
Epic Mealtime.
Is this gonna be the Epic Mealtime Thanksgiving where it's the turkey inside the duck inside the turkey inside the pig inside the
inside a raw bear stuffed in a buffalo?
Yes. It's is this what it is? Is this what you're going for here?
You actually had buffalo?
No, I haven't. I mean, I've had a buffalo burger, but
it tastes like cow, but manlier, right?
Yeah.
So, that is really the best way to describe buffalo.
I don't know what it is about buffalo that's different. It's different, but I can't...
Not to be confused with buffalo wings, which are not buffalo meat.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what exactly it is about it that's different. I can't put my finger on it, but it's I guess you could say manlier, like you said.
I was just thinking about buffalo with wings, and it reminds me, we need to make a 4-legged turkey. That way...
I missed.
So he just tried to throw a soda can in the trash from the room, and it just sort of lazily bounced off the bed and rolled all the way back across the floor awkwardly.
Yes. All the way back to me.
Where was I? All right, 4-legged turkeys. So that way the people who are third in line for the turkey leg throne can have some. So imagine, imagine if you will, a genetically modified 4-legged turkey with wings. At what point does it really just become a Pegasus?
Just
My animal impressions suffer greatly when I'm congested.
I was just thinking, just give it like a horse neigh, just for like the hell of it.
Because this is something we can do with our current level of genetic engineering.
Nope.
Four-legged turkeys and velociraptors.
No.
Which are 6-foot turkeys, but tish. Ha, Jurassic Park quotes.
I feel like if we really tried, we probably could make it four-legged.
Actually,
the
it's not...
neigh would be probably harder.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not terribly uncommon that you will get... I mean, it's not a regular occurrence, but there are, like, freak show taxidermy things where it's like the four-legged chick or whatever. If you could get one of those to survive to adulthood and start breeding them, you could get a very... I mean, like, the genetic diversity would be totally fucked, but you probably could get four-legged turkeys.
Yeah. So...
Don't talk to Phil Space while I'm blowing my nose. Just let the sound carry.
I couldn't come up with something quick enough to cover for your sudden nose blowing.
Four-legged turkeys. Come on, that's a gold mine of jumping off points right there.
So mythical creatures.
I wonder what a chimera tastes like.
What is your favorite mythical creature?
On the survey that went around at the beginning of this year that our RA handed out to get sort of the getting to know you thing, it says favorite animal, and I just wrote dragon for shits and giggles. But
was that what I wrote? I can't remember.
I don't know. I think you may have written like Cthulhu or something.
What?
I don't think Cthulhu's an animal. That's like saying that Thor is an animal.
Yeah.
And while I'm sure Thor is quite the party animal, I don't think that counts.
Yeah.
Favorite animal? Human. I long for human companionship now. Just be that scientific dick about things.
Yes. No, put down Homo sapien.
Now, Homo habilis. My favorite animal is extinct. Well, evolved. Evolve or die. That's like the 0th rule of life. Evolve or die.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite mythical animal? Besides four-legged turkeys?
For whatever reason, the 12 zodiacs popped into my head. I'm like, which one do I
Those aren't
like?
even mythical animals.
I know.
With the exception of the dragon.
I know. But yeah, no, I don't want to say dragon because you said dragon, but it's...
Well, I
really
haven't said
like.
dragon's my favorite. That was just what I put down.
Oh, that's just what you put down.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, like, if there are any more obscure ones like Basilisk or... Is Minotaur an animal or a monster?
No. Animal?
I mean, like, I write a lot of fantasy stuff, and I like to sort things into categories. And I'm never quite sure if I should place Minotaur under, like, wandering monster or wandering animal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's in the monster manual, but that doesn't mean much, because the Biclops and the Athatch are also in there, which are sort of in the same category.
Yeah, but I don't know. I want to be more creative than dragon, but I'm just always fascinated with dragon.
Yeah.
We should,
Western or Eastern?
I like Western a little bit more. But I think I feel Western's more. I'm sorry. Eastern. Eastern's a little bit more creative. I feel.
Yeah.
Usually. Which I kind of like.
Western
I
dragons
like
are kind of like big lizards, whereas Eastern dragons have more anthropomorphic characteristics.
But yeah, so.
Also, they can fly.
But yeah.
Well, Western dragons can too, usually.
But yeah, so I mean, I have a freaking folder of 100 dragon backgrounds for my desktop.
I can verify that.
Yes.
Toothless.
See, I do. In terms of movie dragons, I really do love Toothless.
In terms of movie dragons, I'm particular of Smaug from The Hobbit, but his computer's restarting and it's misbehaving.
Yes.
But Smaug, not from the new Peter Jackson Hobbit trilogy, although Benedict Cumberbatch does an amazing job as a dragon, but the Smaug from the animated Hobbit, the Rankin Bass film from like 1973, I want to say. Because Smaug in that is like 90% giant lizard, 7% cat, and like 3% Chevy Impala. Because he's got headlights for eyes. What? Are you just looking at your eagle poster right now?
So I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out what exactly my Murica eagle is that I have sitting above my head. For any of you who
It's a man with the head of an eagle.
Yeah, but
that's probably a creature in Greek mythology. They were big into sticking animal heads on people bodies. Or vice versa in the case of the centaur.
Yeah, that's human. Human body. But yeah, so, yeah. Frickin' eagle on a...
Owlbear, that's my favorite.
Eagle on a buff dude's body in American flag armor holding a...
Whip the oxen, scream freedom, and ford the river.
Yes, so... Yeah, I'm just gonna kill the computer since it's having problems right now.
Okay, I still haven't actually given an answer for a favorite mythical creature, but I'm gonna say Chimera at the moment.
Okay.
Because the Chimera's got, like... The Chimera is one of those really just mix and match animals that sort of appeals to me from the lazy mythology standpoint.
Yeah, see, now you're a little bit more creative than me. I'm just dragon.
Not that there's anything wrong with dragons. Dragon is always in my top 5. I can't say the same for anything else that's actually in my top 5.
They come and
Dragons
go.
have a steady level of awesomeness that doesn't peak. It just sort of...
Yeah, it's just always awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways, so back to four-legged turkeys.
Actually, we're sort of running out the Thanksgiving clock on this one, so
yeah.
Let's do news. Sports. The St. Louis Cardinals will face off against the Arizona Cardinals, and the winner of that match will face off against the Vatican Cardinals. Should be an interesting game. Weather. It's warm out. Like, t-shirt warm. In December. Our reporter in the field is just as confused as we are. This week in science. Let me pull up that tab that I wasn't thinking ahead of time. An invisible Star Trek in quotes, style force field was found to be surrounding Earth. DNA survived re-entry into Earth's atmosphere after being blasted into space. My roommate has dropped my crochet hook on the floor. An Ebola vaccine passed the first human trial. Miniature spinal cords were grown in a lab.
An outbreak of bubonic plague spread in Madagascar.
Always fun.
Woo! I'm actually curious to learn more about that one myself. Graphene.
That's the whole point of this, isn't it?
Yeah. Graphene performed 2 times as well as traditional body armor. Could be used for bulletproof vests.
So that way we don't have to insert spider silk jeans into goats, which I think is totally awesome. That's right up there with four-legged turkeys for genetic modification.
Yeah. And then Robot Submarine Survey found that Antarctic ice is thicker and more deformed than expected.
So yeah, global warming, we're screwed. That ended on sort of a downer note. Let's go back to those bulletproof vests.
So you skipped over one. Let's talk about that one.
The contraceptive pill was found to be associated with changes in brain structure. I mean, like, stop dropping the frickin' crochet hook.
I must say, it makes a very nice cling when it drops.
I skipped over that one, not because I'm sexist, but just because that story doesn't really seem like it goes anywhere. I mean, obviously it's going to go somewhere, but...
Oh, I thought you were, like, dropping it for political reasons.
No. You know rule number 1, no politics. Rule number 2, no religion. That's kind of both. But yeah, the pill was found to alter brain structure, and I am kind of curious to see how it alters it, but... I don't know. I think embryo, or, lab spines and force fields outrank that for coolness. And
no, I agree. I think pretty much everything outranks it.
Yeah, I didn't want to do all 8, but then it's like, yeah, let's do all 8. Why not?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think even like deformed, ice is thicker and more deformed than expected. Outranks that one too in my book.
Yeah, they're both kind of crap.
no, I still think it out. Yeah, they're both crap, but
I think the bottom
think
3 this week are the pill, the ice, and bubonic plague. On a happy note with diseases, the Ebola vaccine's doing well.
No, but I am actually I'm kind of curious a little bit about this outbreak of bubonic plague. Like, what kind of strain is it? Like, how is it related to previous strains? And like,
I'm sorry, all I can imagine are the lemurs from Madagascar, like, doing the electric movement and then dropping dead out of the tree. Like, imagine all those old Renaissance paintings of, like, people vomiting blood in nice parabolic arcs into the street out of the second floor window. But now it's just, like, lemurs vomiting out of treetops while one of them holds their hair back. There was actually something in my Western Civ book in, like, freshman year of high school that was a painting from the time of a skeleton representing death, and it was dancing with like a nun and a priest and a king and a commoner and a serf and a craftsman, and basically showing that people of every level are gonna die of bubonic plague because you all refuse to repent, and this is clearly God's punishment. But no, it wasn't that book.
A history of Western society, bitch, as I slam my textbook down on the desk.
But yeah, I had
anyone want to buy a history textbook? I'll sell it to you.
No plugging your products. This is not, we're only allowed to plug Pilot pens. But no, I just got the image of that, but like all of the lemurs from Madagascar dancing with the skeleton instead.
Now that, because this is a paperback book, I can get it back in my shit.
And then it fell on his computer. He missed the bed.
No, I hit the bed, but I got it a little too close to the edge where it started to slide off, and I could see it starting to slide faster and faster, and I tried to, like...
No.
Yeah, that was exactly what it was. But no, it's a paperback book, so I can't get it to, like, go back into my, like, bookshelf of books very easily, because it's crinkling, and that's like...
And then the corner folds back, and you can't sell it for as much when you're trying to plug it on my show.
Yeah. Wait, your show?
I wrote it. It's on my channel. Fine. You're a co-host, but I'm clearly the author.
Yeah. Okay, so anyways, off the, like...
Fine, we each get one plug. So, I'd like to plug Dunkin' Donuts coffee in the hope that I get 3 pounds free, because I don't feel like spending $20 and we need more coffee for the room.
Yes, that's a good plug. I agree with that plug.
Only if Dunkin' Donuts actually comes through on their end of the deal that I have just made up.
Yes. And if they do, we will give them a very nice rant about how wonderful their coffee and products are.
And they're going to be like, Pilot didn't pay you guys. I'm taking the crochet hook now.
I would laugh if, like, you missed the bed and it fell and clanked on the floor again.
Like, bounce off the wall, too, at that angle.
Anyways, what was the next topic?
The next topic was what I did on Thanksgiving weekend after stuffing my face.
Oh, we're going all the way back to that. Okay.
Well, not really all the way back. I went backpacking in the Black Forest region of Pennsylvania, not Germany. If it was Germany, I'd say Schwarzwald. Wow, my German accent suffers heavily when I am sick.
Yes, it does.
Still better than yours.
I don't have a German accent.
We've had, like, the occasional German pronunciation lesson for the warning signs on our door. But, yeah, I went backpacking, and that was... The funny thing about that trip, let me start with saying, on Friday morning when we left, I woke up, actually Thursday evening before we left, I woke up and my right knee was feeling kind of stiff and funny. It wasn't painful, just like, maybe I don't want to hike 18 miles on this. So I took 2 aspirin and saw how it felt in the morning, and it didn't get worse, but it didn't get better. But I'm like, I'll risk my, I'll push it. And I come back from the trip. Right knee is fine, left knee is banged up. Because while we were there was about 2 inches of snow on the ground. Not enough to hamper movement, just by getting in the way, but enough to make the ground covering really slippery. So at one point, hiking up the very steep trails, I might add. This was not a section of trail designed by the Italian backpackers. It was designed by the American backpackers who look at it out and go, right, straight up it is. And I slipped and I banged my knee on a rock at some point. Actually, at several points, which is why I can't track down exactly where I hurt my knee.
Nice.
Still, I was not the reason we had to abort the trip early. There were...
Why did you... I didn't even know you aborted early. What did you abort for?
There was a whole bunch of reasons. So the first day, we were hiking along, and I blame myself for this because I was in the front of the group, but no one else called me out on it, and we were all sort of relatively grouped up at that point. We missed where the trail turned and continued on sort of the access road, and we ended up getting off the trail and we didn't realize it until much later, and it's like, right, so we know the trail picks up somewhere down along that road down at the bottom. We're sort of at the top of the mountain looking down at the road, and it's like, right, let's just bushwhack down to the bottom. Trying to bushwhack on a 45-degree slope with some nice slippery snow does not end well. It's a lot of energy to not kill yourself. So, and I made the bad decision of missing the trail junction, and then I made the second bad decision of saying, let's just bushwhack this. So, by the end of the first day, we did actually get back to where we wanted to camp that night, but we used a lot more energy and daylight than we wanted to. And then, the next morning, our old scoutmaster was a morning person, which is great to have on a backpacking trip because he's the one that's like, I'm setting fire to any tent I see at 8 a.m. So everyone is up and got their stuff packed up and having breakfast nice and early in the morning so you can get out and get a good start on the day. He wasn't there. Like, I was the last person up just because not a morning person doesn't even begin to describe it. Still, I was not holding up the group at this occasion. That was the new scouts. Not that I blame them for it. I'd like to say that one of these screw-ups on the trip wasn't mine. But it took us a while to get out of there just because it was cold. Yeah, it was like 20 degrees that morning, I'm like, Dad. It was freezing. And snowing. So it took us a while to get started. And then just because we had people who were tired, we finally got to... There's a little cutoff trail that cuts off a good section of sort of wrap-aroundy bits. And we took that, and even still, we didn't get to our lunch spot until 1:30. Bear in mind, it gets dark at about 4:30, and we wanted to be in camp before then, so we were not making good progress. Not that it was anyone's fault, just as a group, this was a little above our... Because we looked at the difficulty rating afterwards, and the trail was rated moderate, which is like maybe a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10 for difficulty, and that's under good conditions, not 2 inches of snow and freezing. So this was a difficult trip, and we had several people for whom it was their first time. And so Saturday, we're way behind schedule. Well, not way behind schedule, but we're low on time, low on energy, and we've got several people with wet socks, and it's very cold out, so it's like, you know what, best not to push it, let's just... So we got back to the van at like maybe 3, and by 3:30 we rolled out and get home somewhere around 8-ish after stopping, no, 10-ish after stopping for dinner at a nice diner and having our consolation victory dinner.
Yeah.
And that was the story of the light shitstorm that was that backpacking trip where I got sick and bruised my knee.
So, you wanna... You didn't get sick because of the cold now, did you?
No. Temperature will not make you sick. Being trapped in a 15-passenger van with a bunch of other people will probably make you sick.
Yes, thank you. Someone who actually understands the concept that to get a cold, you must have the cold virus present.
Isn't it a bacteria?
Or...
Actually, I don't know. I think it might actually. Yeah, because it's the human rhinovirus, so... For once, it's a virus.
Yes! Woo!
Which means antibiotics won't do crap to help you. Yay!
Hey! Doctor, I have a cold. Here, take these antibiotics. But it's
Slap.
a virus.
Get those things away from me. I like my gut bacteria. We have a good working relationship. I invite them over for Thanksgiving, and they help me digest all the food.
Yes. And they protect me from that tapeworm that's in the turkey.
I don't think they do that, sadly. That tapeworm that got into the four-legged turkey, because there's some really sketchy ethics already going on in breeding four-legged turkeys. Probably don't conform to the FDA.
Oh, yeah. And so you know what else I was...
If you don't want to catch a cold this cold season, you should go out in the cold more, because the more time you stay inside, you're trapped with people who are already sick.
Nice. So, anyways, so going back a little ways, you actually want to know what I was thinking about when you said the roundy bits in your...
Yeah, the wraparoundy bits that we did with the cutoff trail.
Yeah, well, as soon as you said roundy bits, the Brisk Ozzy commercial popped into my head with like the cartoonish Ozzy like saying refer to your private parts as naughty bits with like the little like I think it was doing like a finger like one of those like finger violin type things like naughty bits. But anyways, so yeah, that was the mental image that popped into my head when you said that. But yeah, well, so guess what time it is?
9:30.
Oh no, it's rant 30 time. No, I can't like claim to that. That's probably like copyrighted by like the other YouTube channel that I watch. Rant 30 time. Where I go off on a rant for 30 minutes. No, I'm kidding. That's not actually how it works. I guess for anyone who is actually interested, it's a channel called
Plug your show.
It's actually a channel called Tech Syndicate if anyone's actually interested.
Is that the one with the Please Do Not Feed the Zombies?
No, that's the Wayne show from Lions Tech Tips.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, the show that I'm referring to at the Rant 30 is the Tech from Tech Syndicate. So, both of which are other like podcast type shows that I watch actually. So,
if you're interested in other YouTube channels that are educational, albeit not podcasts, you should check out CGP Grey and Vlog Brothers. Man, the amount of plugging we do in this show, someone should really be paying us.
I really should.
We should do the CGP Grey thing where it's just like, you know, we're not going to monetize this, but if you want to support us at Subbable, go here. You can buy us internet coffee. Because, like, that is what CGP Grey is. It's like you're buying a stranger internet coffee.
Yeah. So, actually, I was just thinking, what was it that I was actually going to be going off on a rant about? And then I remembered...
Viruses and antibiotics?
No, and then I remembered...
You're not going to launch me on my bioethics rant about hand sanitizer?
I will. We get to that. We will get to that. But no, I was thinking about... I took a sip of my coffee and I remembered, oh, right, I was going to rant about this coffee. So for the first... So I went over to the, like, tea station that we have to get my mug, and I'm like,
yes,
you know
we have a tea station, internet envy.
Yes. And so I was like, you know, okay, I'm just going to, like, because the sugar is here, I'm going to, like, fill it up with the sugar while I'm standing there before going over to the coffee and filling it up. This is the first time I've ever done it where I put the sugar in first. So I put the sugar in first.
Or at least I usually do, because then the splashing action of the coffee helps agitate the sugar crystals.
Well, yeah, I do that with creamer, because I don't usually put sugar in my coffee.
I usually put creamer in last, so that way the heat of the coffee will help dissolve the sugar before the creamer cools it down.
But yeah, I mean, but like I said...
There's science behind this, bitches.
But like I said, I don't usually put sugar in my coffee, so I put the creamer in first, and pouring the coffee in, like, mixes it up and agitates the creamer. But yeah, so since we don't have creamer, I went for the sugar instead. So I put the sugar in the cup, which is the first time I've ever done it in that order, and I go over to the coffee maker and find that we have, like, maybe half a cup worth of coffee in there left. So I use up the last of it. Not only do I get, like, a very, very overly sweet cup of coffee, I get all, like, the little grounds that were left at the bottom.
That's protein. Or fiber, one of the two. Take your pick.
So, yeah.
Take your pick to justify drinking spillover.
So I'm rather, because you never like to empty the coffee filter. You just pile more grounds on top.
There's only, like, one previous usage worth of grounds because I cleaned that out before Thanksgiving.
But yeah, so I mean, like they
were not spilling over the top. That was just like whatever happened to be.
That was whatever like was left in like
yeah.
the system. But yeah, you always like to like leave the coffee grounds in and you just pile more grounds on top until the point where the coffee, like the water, can't actually make its way through the filter and the water and the ground start flowing over the top of the filter. And
to my credit, you don't either. I'm the one who always makes the coffee anyway, so.
Well, yeah, you always make the coffee, but when I do make the coffee, I will actually like look and see, okay, is it close enough to the top or I have to worry about spillage?
I've been doing that lately.
Yeah, you've gotten better at it, I must say.
I got tired of getting grounds stuck in my teeth.
So sweet. as I take a sip of this coffee, it's like coffee should not taste like candy. It's like this is what
coffee should always taste like candy.
What kind of coffee are you drinking?
Peppermint coffee, obviously. 'Tis the season.
I remember when.
By the way, it finally is the season. It's December. Advent has started, so I'm totally okay with like Christmas-related things.
Oh yes, I am too.
You see, this is what's called moderation, people.
I remember what was it? My brother. I think it was my brother who was commenting on the fact that it's like it's still November, but you're all like hyped up on like Christmas, and it's like it's after Thanksgiving. I'm okay with Christmas at this point.
It's the gray area for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather not, but, you know, there's no other holiday getting in the way at this point.
Yeah.
Unless you celebrate Hanukkah, which is December 16th through December 24th, for any Jews out there who don't feel like Googling it.
Yeah, so, anyway, but yeah, I mean, if it wasn't,
or
if
Kwanzaa.
we weren't...
Actually, no, I think Kwanzaa starts... I think Kwanzaa's Christmas to New Year, right?
I have no idea, actually.
I have no idea when the hell Diwali is.
But yeah, if I wasn't away in Virginia this weekend, I would have totally been down for like setting up the Christmas lights this weekend. Mainly because I was going back to school and I wasn't going to be back for another 2 weeks, and at that point it would be like December, like what would it be, like December 10th or something? 15th.
Wait, from when?
Thanksgiving. Not next weekend. Not this upcoming one, but the following one. Quick mention.
Yeah, somewhere around the 15th.
Yeah, it would be the.
It's the first. 14th? It's 14 days from now.
But bottom line, it would only be like 10 days.
13, 14.
Bottom line, there would only be like 11, 12 days till Christmas, and it's like I would want to have the Christmas lights and Christmas decorations up before that. So yeah. So it's like I wanted to do it this weekend, but I couldn't. So I'm kind of like disappointed in that regard that I wasn't able to do Christmas lights, because that's one part of Christmas that I really love is like doing lights.
I don't know when my grandparents and aunts start set up for Christmas, but last year when I was up there, we were still putting up decorations like Christmas Eve. Like, is the box empty? Yeah, get another box.
So
I mean, my grandmother's really into Christmas, so like you would not be able to set up all of the Christmas decorations she owns in one go.
Yes, I mean,
so she cycles them out like annually. Like, okay, we did the chili pepper lights last year, time to do the candy canes this year, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, when I like,
whole bunch of Santa Clauses.
So when I get my own house at some point, I'm gonna be that guy that probably has like just the massive amount of like lights and the over the top setup who needs to get like a special like oversized power drop put in by his utility company to support it.
I'm gonna be that confusing neighbor who has like the menorah with the wreath.
Yeah, put the menorah in the wreath.
Yeah, the non-practicing agnostic who celebrates Hanukkah and Christmas. And Yule, if I can be bothered. Well, I'm out of coffee, and we're running out of time, so I think it's time we wrap this up. There were no questions.
You want my coffee?
No, thank you. There's visible grounds in that.
That is... I can't get over how sweet it is. I can't deal with it.
So it's like me eating a Twinkie, where I get like 2 bites in, and it's like, oh god, I cannot finish this package. I cannot finish this whole Twinkie.
Oh, it reminds me
I am turning into an old man. I cannot stomach my sweets anymore.
It's like, I remember it reminds me of the time when we were at an OA weekend, and we always work in the kitchen. and we all have our coffee that sits up on the shelf somewhere in the back. And so I remember one of the other assistant scoutmasters picked up my father's coffee. He always drinks his coffee black, so he picked up my father's coffee and accidentally drank out of it because they have the same Wawa mug.
Oh.
And so he's like, oh god, this isn't mine. He's like, oh, it's like candy.
Well, you say Wawa mug. At summer camp, there's a person who hangs out with her. Well, he's not a scoutmaster with the troop, but he's a friend of our ex-scoutmaster. There's an adult leader, I'll use that phrase, who has an identical Wawa mug. You're not sick, are you?
No, I'm not.
Who has an identical Wawa mug to my father's. And to aid, or to help the confusion along, they decided to label their mugs, and the adult leader writes "mine" on his mug. And so my dad, not one to be outsmart-arsed, decides to write on his mug, "not yours." And then he takes it back. He teaches at a college, and so now the students will occasionally ask him, "Why does your mug say 'not yours'?" Well, it's not yours. So always label your mugs in strange ways.
Okay.
There were no questions for us to answer this week. If you have any this week, leave them in the comments along with your guess, form, phrase of the week. The show is written by myself. It's hosted by myself and my roommate. This Week in Science brought to you by IFLscience.com, and our pillaging supervisor is Lou Tandburn. Thanks and have a nice day.
Oh.